Welcome. This is Solo P1. Welcome to the F1 Debrief, the Chinese Grand Prix. I know it was nearly a week ago, but because there's no F1 for a couple of weeks, we decided to let it last and probably do it on the beginning of next week, but we decided to do it today. It's the Chinese Grand Prix. We've got a lot to talk about. Lewis Hamilton's first podium of the season, which I am very happy about. I'm also happy about the Max Verstappen fans that continue to moan and whine and moan online. I love it. I just love it. I remember when Lewis Hamilton had the crappiest car after when the ground effect, where we all knew it was catered to Max Verstappen, when we knew that Adrian Newey had a feces in the ground effect, and that's the reason why Max Verstappen won all those races and those championships. To me, he only won 3, never won 2021. That was Lewis Hamilton. I'm never going to change my opinion on that, but it is what it is. He's now got a crap car and he's now beginning to whine and moan, as well as his fans and him as well. So he's really shown the character that what he really is, just a whining little, I'm not going to say that word. So I'm going to bring in my co-keys, my partner in crime.
It's time!
Toto! Abba!
Big up, big up.
Big up to Toto Hammer. Sorry for doing these videos. I know I'm tired as well, bro. I just want to get for the weekend. Then the rest are just watch along, which I like watch alongs because you can just chill and watch the game in it. So Liverpool, we'll do that tomorrow, obviously. But today we're going to be talking about Formula One, F1 Debrief, episode 73, the Chinese Grand Prix. But before we start getting into the Grand Prix, let's talk about what's been going on today. Breaking news: Adrian Newey is to step down as team principal of Aston Martin. So, and the person who's the rumored person that's supposed to be replacing him is Jonathan Wheatley. If you're not really familiar with Jonathan Wheatley, I know you are, Toto. I'm talking for the masses who are watching us, the casual fans, I would say. He's the guy that used to represent Red Bull. He was the guy that was always used to, have a word in the FIA's ear. Yeah, what was that guy's name? The Australian guy. What was it? What was his name?
Michael Massey.
Michael Massey. He was very friendly with Michael Massey, I would say. And Jonathan Wheatley also used to be an FIA guy as well, a steward. So he's the guy is reported to take over the reins from Adrian Newey. So what's your thoughts on this, Toto, before we start going into it a little bit more from this article?
I didn't expect it, to be honest. I didn't expect it. I thought he was there to work with Aston Martin. He's a clever guy. That's
probably why he's not want to work there anymore.
Maybe he's not happy with the car, but I thought Wheatley was gonna be there to set it up and kind of be a part of that.
Wheatley's with Audi, though, isn't he?
Not Wheatley.
Adrian Newey.
Newey. I'm knackered. Newey was there to kind of help with the long project and the long term of Aston Martin. Help them with the new regulations because they're not used to it, are they? I thought he was going to be there to help, but look, it seems like you just don't know what it is. Maybe it's a tricky moment for Aston Martin, isn't it? It's a very, very tricky moment. The car's not getting any better. I mean, they're completing more laps, but still the car is in turmoil. But yeah, didn't expect it at all, to be honest. Did not expect it.
No, not at all. None of us did, bro.
Maybe the current crisis with Aston Martin, maybe that's why he cut his career short at Aston Martin.
That's what I said. He's a smart man.
Yeah.
Let's go with this. Let's go through this quick. Then we start talking about the Chinese Grand Prix. Adrian Newey is set to come back. He's set back from his team leadership role as Aston Martin focused solely on technical matters. Sources have confirmed. So Adrian Newey is set to be stepped back from his team leadership role. So he still might be involved in the technical part. I think it might be. Maybe he said Newey became a managing technical partner with a shareholder in Aston Martin F1 team in March 2025, but took on a 14 bus role this season, which I don't think he should have. I think he should have just concentrated on the car, the technical part. I never thought Adrian Newey was one of those guys who was going to speak to the media That was more of Christian Horner's kind of thing, and it when it was a Red Bull. So yeah, it's Newey is now relishing the role as Autosport reported on Thursday, and he said basically Newey became managing director, but took on the full team role this season, as well as Andy Cowell was shuffled out of the same position. Newey is now relinquishing that role, as Autosport reported on Thursday that Aston Martin will hire Audi team boss Jonathan Wheatley. Sources. Now, this is what I take from this. Now, I'm a bit of a conspiracy theory, you know me, Toto. I like to just figure stuff out, and sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. I've got this is my theory on this. Now, Aston Martin, no, Red Bull, right? At Red Bull, when Red Bull was unstoppable, they had Jonathan Wheatley, they had Christian Horner, they had Adrian Newey, the three main guys, yeah? They were the three main guys at your Red Bull. What happened was when this stuff started to come out about Christian Horner with his personal, which I won't mention on here, about his personal stuff, what happened? He was the first person to leave, Adrian Newey. Adrian Newey was the first one to step down when all this stuff started to come out with Christian Horner. So when Adrian Newey left Red Bull, Christian Horner was still with Red Bull for at least another 6 months. Jonathan Wheatley quit after. He didn't quit straight away. So I've got this little feeling. This is the feeling I'm thinking of. I think, because I know that Jonathan Wheatley and Horner are still friends, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is what I think is going to happen. I think Aston Martin want Max Verstappen. Okay? They want Max Verstappen at Aston Martin. Right? So the only way they're going to get Aston Martin, the only way they're going to get Max Verstappen if Max Verstappen sees familiar faces in the paddock. Do you know what I'm saying? People like Christian Horner, people like Jonathan Wheatley. They're the faces that he wants to see in the paddock. I've got this little feeling that Red Bull, that Aston Martin will announce, I don't know when it's going to be, maybe it's going to be in the summer break, or maybe this big month break, what's coming up when you got Bahrain and Saudi Arabia is going to be off in it, and they're going to have 4 weeks off. I've got this little feeling, that in about another month's time, that Christian Horner is going to be announced that he's going to be back in Formula One, and he's going to be with Aston Martin. Because you remember what they said? Adrian Newey had shares, in Aston Martin. He put some of his shares in Aston Martin.
Yeah.
So he's took them shares out because he's not there anymore. And you remember what Christian Horner said? If I do come back to Formula One, I want a piece of the team. I don't want to just come in as a team principal where they can get rid of me at any time. You get me? I want to come into the team and I want a piece of the team. He wants to own some of the team. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think he's going to come back as Formula One. You'll have Wheatley on the technical part, and then you're going to have Christian Horner as the front man. They wanted Adrian Newey to do both. They wanted Adrian Newey to be the technical guy, the one what Jonathan Wheatley's doing now, and they also wanted him to be the front man, the one what talks to all the press. And he weren't going to do that. That's what I think. I think Christian Horner is going to be coming back to Formula One. He's going to be Aston Martin. He's going to be the guy, the one that talks to the media, the head guy, the team principal. That's what it's going to be. That's my opinion, Toto.
Yeah, I reckon as well. I have a slight feeling, as the old saying, get the old band back together again. You know, Horner's not done with Formula One.
No.
If you did watch Drive to Survive, he said he's done for now. So he will come back in some shape or form. But like I said, as a higher stakes, because he was just a team principal at Red Bull. He didn't really have any stakes in the team like example Toto does. He's got some shares in Mercedes. And he's one of the top guys there. So, but we'll wait and see. Wheatley's going to be the new probably principal. Matteo Bonatto, used to be team principal Ferrari, is now going to Audi's. And then Wheatley's going to be the team principal of Aston Martin. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So let's start with the weekend. We're not going to go through all the sprint race and all that. We're just going to talk about what happened over the weekend regarding the race, and we'll briefly go over the sprint race, but not too much. Okay, so the weekend started. Everybody thought everybody obviously is going into this weekend, the Chinese Grand Prix, that Mercedes are the fastest car. So in the sprint race, Ferrari are fast. We know the acceleration. We knew from the winter testing. We knew about Ferrari, but we didn't realize how fast they was. In Australia, you could clearly see that Mercedes were far the fastest. But I think in China, it seemed like Ferrari has caught up. But not fully. Not fully. Qualifying, that goes to Mercedes. But race trim, it looks like they're not that far off. So in the sprint race, what was your thoughts? Russell came first. We know the sprint qualifying. Russell came first. Hamilton was second. Leclerc was third. Antonelli was fourth. Norris was fifth. And Piastri was sixth. That was in the sprint qualifying. That was in Q1. Q2 was Russell, Antonelli, Leclerc. So again, Mercedes, then Ferrari. And then in qualifying, Lewis was third. Second, Russell. And first was Antonelli. So Ferrari are always there battling with thinking. What's your thoughts on the pace of Ferrari and Mercedes?
Yeah, I think we all know Mercedes is a more dominant car. Of course, Ferrari had the better starts. We all know Ferrari had the better starts. That could work, but again, the race what matters, isn't it? The overall long-term race, because it's not getting a good start. You need to maintain that position throughout the whole race, and that's what Ferrari's struggling at. Is maintaining that position for the whole race. They got a great car, they got a great start, but again, they're not keeping that position. It seems like maybe energy, but again, they're not really struggling with energy. It's just the overall pace of the car. Mercedes has got it nailed. They've got the regulations nailed, and they've got the.
I reckon Ferrari as well.
And Ferrari's getting closer and closer. It's not like the first race. Ferrari's slowly getting closer and closer.
Yeah, you can see in race trim.
You'll eventually see Ferrari get closer and closer. It's just that race pace that Ferrari's struggling at. Because don't be wrong.
I think they're getting better at race pace. So I think the qualifying that's struggling at. Yeah. I think Ferrari they're struggling. Now I don't think. I think the first. Yeah, you're at the first race. You mean?
I wouldn't say they're struggling.
You mean the first race? You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the first race, Ferrari was struggling with the race pace. At the beginning, obviously there was going neck and neck, Russell and Leclerc. But obviously as the race progressed, Mercedes. But in this way, it's because of the design of the track. A lot of slow speed corners. There's a lot of pressure on the drivers with the neck and that with these drivers and the way the aerodynamics is. But I think at the end of the day, Ferrari looked better in this race, especially in race trim. Because if you look at qualifying, all right, Lewis come third, and he had the two Mercedes boys come first and second. But look, you could see Lewis was there. They're catching up. And Lewis plus out-qualified Charles Leclerc. You know?
Yeah. Of course, Ferrari, it's just overall, where the Mercedes is, they nailed it from day one. But it's just going to take some time for Ferrari to actually catch up. Because Ferrari is, I wouldn't say struggling. They're not struggling because they're getting podium positions. They're much better than last year. And it seems that the drivers are more, they like the car more this year.
Yeah.
So they are confident in the car. Then Lewis is confident in the car. Leclerc's confident in the car. It's just minor improvements that need to improve on the car to get it to where Mercedes is. Because Mercedes, they lose out on the start, but over long period of race, they're able to catch up and go get that 1-2. Like Antonelli can start from 6, but make up so many positions. That's how the regulations are so weird, and it's made Mercedes so good to the point where they can easily just catch up.
Yeah,
but Ferrari's getting better, race by race, is one step at a time. They are getting better. Upgrades haven't come in yet, but when teams start to put upgrades on, it's only early stages.
Exactly.
You don't really see any upgrade when upgrades start to go on. Say 8th or 9th race, then you'll see everyone's up, and then you'll see the packing order. We know the packing order at the moment is Mercedes, Ferrari, then McLaren. Not maybe McLaren, then Red Bull. We don't know. But again, that could all change within 7 or 8 races time.
Yeah, I totally agree. Let's go into the race now. it was crazy at the beginning of the race that 4 drivers were out of the race at the beginning. So we had the 2 McLaren boys. They had problems with the battery or something like that. Something wrong with the car. Again, like you said before, the teething problems, people adapting to the new regulations. So McLaren was out, and also I think it was Bortello and Albon as well. So that's 4 cars out of the race before it started. So beginning of the race, Lewis was third. He had a brilliant start. Leclerc couldn't pass George on the bend, the first bend. Lewis had a brilliant start. Max pitted lap 10. Tires gone already. So Max Verstappen, not really happy with the regulations. Not really happy with his car. And he's been moaning about it all weekend. So was his fans, which I'm very happy about, because they said the same thing about Lewis when Lewis couldn't win. They said he was washed. They said he would never get another podium, and he was on the podium on Sunday. Hold that. So what's your thoughts here on the Max Verstappen situation, pitting on lap 10?
I mean, the Red Bull this season is just...
Where did he actually start from? I forgot where he started. I'm going to have a look now.
In the race.
Yeah, I'm trying
to...
He had a
crap start. He had a really, really bad start, Max Verstappen did.
I know, but I want to know where he started from. That's what I'm going to look now. Now you carry on, I'll find out.
Yeah, Max Verstappen and Red Bull this season isn't doing so well. But it makes me laugh. It does make me laugh because the same people that talk to me when I do my F1 streams and all that, same people talk to me the last season saying, Max is better than Lewis. He's a better driver than Lewis.
No chance.
Hold on. It's the car, you know that, right? Because you stick Verstappen in the Williams, you really think they're going to win the title? No, it's the car. It's the car. You got to be at the right car at the right time. And for some reason, and for somehow, Verstappen was at the right car at the right time, and that's why he won those championships. Of course, one of them a bit controversial. A couple of them were a bit controversial. But he won the championships because he was in the best car. Simple as that, really. And now he's in a bad car, and Red Bull haven't really seemed to get into the regulations, and he don't seem to get used to it. He's always complaining about them, energy and another bad start from Max. 2 bad starts in a row from Max. Maybe he just don't like these regulations. He's not adapting to these regulations. It was similar to Vettel.
Yeah, that's the one.
Bring back the V12s because he preferred that era, and now when the new era came, he couldn't adapt, and maybe that's why he retired.
Yeah, Vettel couldn't adapt. He liked the old cars, and he just couldn't. He couldn't adapt to the. Yeah, I'm just clicking on it now with the practice qualifying. Still don't find it now.
Don't get me wrong, he's still getting into Q3, but his starts have been horrendous.
Yeah,
that's happened us recently.
Yeah, he's not happy with the car.
Yeah,
he got the what do you call it again? He slipped, and I think it was in Australia where he slipped. His car he was locking up in qualifying, grazing his tires. He looked like he took a big chunk out of his tires. He didn't look happy, and again, I'm happy because when that happens, I'm happy. You get me? I'm happy because at the end of the day, all the mans. So the same thing about Lewis. Same thing. They go, Lewis is crap. I go, it's the car. But you go, the people run their agendas. Now I'm running it. I told you, man. Yeah, what was gonna happen, and this is it. Now he's gonna go through. He'll probably end up quitting. I could see Max quitting. He hasn't got that mentality like Lewis. That Lewis where they never give up attitude. He hasn't got that mentality. He's got too many fingers and too many pies. He's got too many fingers and too many pies. It's a basic terminology. What that means is he likes other things. He don't just like Formula One. He likes GT racing. He likes Le Mans racing. He likes sim racing. He's got his own sim racing team, and it's auto. So Lewis is just all Formula One, and he's got that mental block where he's not gonna quit. He's not gonna give up, and this is why he's won 8 championships. So Max pits at lap 10. Stroll stops on the track. So again, Aston Martin going through their turmoil as always. How can that team be in such a bad way, Toto? I just don't understand how that team can be in such a bad way. You know, they spent all that money. They got the new technical factory with all that. I just don't understand. Yeah, I just don't understand how can that happen?
Yeah,
you know,
they got the money behind, like you says. I don't get it either. I don't get it either. Like, you expect a team with that much money, you know, to be good, get the best engineers, you know, to set up the car well, to get used to these regulations. They got all of that, and they're struggling with vibration issues. They can't even complete an amount of number of laps. They're falling way behind the pack.
You come 8th, by the way. Max, by the way, in the qualifying at China. 8th.
Yeah, but Aston Martin, man, it's just I don't know how. We have big hopes from this next season, this season, because last season the rumours saying Aston Martin might be up there. They got the money behind them and all that, but this season doesn't seem like it's cutting out for them.
So I think that brought out the safety car, lap 13, still under a safety car. George was saying one stop would be difficult, because it looked like at that time that they pitted. I think Mercedes pitted, but Ferrari never. So that indicated to Mercedes that they was going to go for a one stop. That Ferrari was going to go for a one stop, and it looked like they was going to go for a one stop. But they said, "Look, George was saying, I don't think a one stop is viable." That's the words he used. Lap 14, race resumes. Antonelli leading the pack. Lewis gaining on Russell, went wide. Russell went wide. Lewis passed him. Charles lap 15, passing Russell. So there you go. It was showing promise there. So the two Ferrari boys were beating Russell. I know Russell went wide with Hamilton, but he didn't go wide with Leclerc. Leclerc kept him up, passed him. Russell was saying on the radio he had zero grip because I think he put the hard tires on. So when they pitted, they put the hard tires on. So that indicated to Mercedes maybe they're going to go on a one stop. But I don't think I don't think Russell was confident in a one stop unless he was trying to be clever. Lap 15, Lewis second passes Colapinto. Lap 24, Leclerc passes Hamilton, and George behind Lewis, now in 4th. So Lewis went from 2nd to 4th. So Leclerc, this is when the battle started happening. Lap 26, Lewis passes Leclerc. Leclerc coming back at him in lap 27. Turn 7 and 9 and 10. Used all his energy on Lewis. Lewis waited for a bit, preserved his tires. And it was a brilliant battle, man. Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. That was a good battle. I actually thought at one point it was going to crash because it looked like it was going close. And a lot of people say that Lewis didn't have that in him anymore. They said he was too old, he was too washed. I kept saying to you, man, that Lewis Hamilton is still the same driver. He's just his car's crap. You don't forget how to drive, you get me? You don't lose your skills. This is why put Alonso in that Mercedes. Alonso will win the world title. I don't care. He's 45 years of age. You put Alonso in that Mercedes, he's winning the world title. He's got a crap car. Huh?
You don't lose it, do you?
Nah, you never lose it. The only thing that goes is your eyes, but they usually go in the 50s or whatever, but then they quit, innit? So, yeah. So Lewis Hamilton and Leclerc, brilliant battle. With Leclerc, Antonelli, Leclerc, Russell, and Hamilton as well. Lap 29, Russell passes Leclerc on the straight. Ocon hits Colapinto. He admits himself, got himself a 10-second time penalty. Lap 35, Alonso retires. That'd be the second Aston Martin. At least he went on a bit longer than Stroll. Lap 36, Hamilton had no power. I need more power. He said this numerous times. He was chasing Leclerc down, and this is around about lap 36. Leclerc goes wide, Hamilton takes him. Basically, Hamilton forced him to go wide. He was putting the pressure on. Both battling again. Lap 40, Leclerc passes Lewis again at lap 40. So this battle has been going on for 20 laps. And Leclerc passes Lewis. You could see Leclerc adjust his wheel. So basically what I mean by that, when he was passing, he preserved his energy on his car, harnessed his energy. When he got to the straight, you see him adjusted on his wheel, all his energy, and put it on full, everything full, past Lewis. That was his last stance, I would say. overtaking Lewis. Then Lewis after that done the same thing and passed Leclerc. And after that, I'm sure that the team principal said to Leclerc, "That's enough." Said to Lewis, "That's enough," because basically Leclerc came on the radio and Leclerc said, "I enjoyed that battle." Not to say he's conceding, he's not going to.
It was great between them two. And
it was
brilliant. What I like about even relations is really very good, very very good to watch.
Yes,
in terms of all his energy and it's more strategic.
Yeah,
of course, the drivers might not like it a lot. Some drivers, but again,
I would like it if they was winning.
Yeah, exactly. It's great. It's great to watch as a fan.
Yeah.
Because you got all the overtake modes, defensive modes, and all that, and it's just like it's very strategic, and you got to be very, very smart the way you drive. But yeah, it was a great battle between Hamilton and Leclerc, and they gave each other respect at the end because by battling each other, they're giving the advantage to Mercedes, which I think sometimes they should hold back a bit. But then you can't stop them drivers. You have to let them drive. Let them drive. It was great to watch between them two, and you can see there's a little mutual respect there between them. Leclerc just look, there's no point about it. Just this whole position because they're getting decent points. They're getting decent points there, and I just don't want a car crashed out. And to think of the long-term game with points. So it was a good decision from Ferrari there.
Do you know they got a league? They got an F1 league. You can join the F1 league and on it. You can probably get into I'll give you the link in a minute. There's a league, a fantasy league, F1. All you got to do is get an account, sign up, put your email in, order nice.
It's not like an F1 league, it's like fantasy. Like you put your team.
I think you don't. Why not participate in it? It's fun, isn't it? I might do it as well. Actually, I'm going to join up as well. I've got an account with the F1 website, so it's a fantasy league. You just click join the league, put all your stuff in, and then we'll go for it. And it's fun. For God, we need fun in this world. The way this world is at the moment, you know what I mean? A bit of fun here and there.
Yeah.
Just play FIFA. What do you think he says? Like, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah,
that's the one. So so basically at the end of the race, Fingy won. Antonelli got his first podium, youngest podium winner. Second was Jordan, third was Lewis. I think this podium was absolutely amazing. It was the best podium I've seen in a long, long time. So you had two guys on there who idolized Lewis, 1 and 2, George Russell, Antonelli and George Russell, and then you had the master Lewis Hamilton in third, and you had Toto just looking at them both on the looking at all three of them, because Toto's best mate's Lewis. And you can see when Toto was looking at the screen, he looked like a proud dad. One of them. Look at my boys on the podium. That's what it looked like. Even though it wasn't, but that's what it looked like. When the music went up, it was a brilliant podium. He got interviewed at the end, Antonelli. He was crying his eyes out. It was an amazing race, amazing evening. And I'm really, really, really love these regulations because I love them. Because finally, we're getting exciting racing. We haven't had this racing for 10 years nearly. The last time we had exciting racing when it was Ferrari versus Mercedes. Ferrari, you remember we had Vettel and Lewis. That's the last time we got, the 2021 season. Not the way it finished, because for me, Lewis won the title, but that was an exciting season. Even though that Max Verstappen was dirty and he was crashing into Lewis, but it was still an exciting season, and after that, it was crap. Yeah. It's crap. That could have been one. Lewis, if they would officially gave Lewis the title, for me, he won the title. But if they would have officially done it, that would have went down as one of the greatest seasons, just because the way he planned out, the way Lewis come back.
It's not like you can hide it. He came out and said human error. Not like you can hide it, can you?
Yeah.
Again, when you were talking about Lewis and Leclerc battling, Lewis was always asking Ferrari for more power. He was struggling with power issues during that race, but they seemed to fixed it well. But yeah, he was asking for a lot of power during those races because he was struggling with it, weren't he? But yeah, that was the main point of the show, the race, that Lewis and Leclerc is constantly battling. It's good to watch, but it does give Mercedes an advantage because while they burn their tires, Mercedes can just sit back and observe, and maybe they need to hold back a little bit, during races. Let the faster car go chase the other faster car. Try to play a bit of team orders and strategy there. But again, when two drivers are trading blows, you can't expect just to follow team order just like that. But Friday to look at the long game and say, look, we need 2 cars to finish. Don't want to battle too hard. Is your teammate, and you want to get constructors points. So that's what Ferrari should focus on.
Yeah, but this is only the second race, and Ferrari will come back at him.
Yeah,
matter of time. It's gonna happen. You can see
they need
every
to work
race,
together.
bit by bit. Little gains. That's all it takes. Little gains here and there, the right upgrades, and it happens. Look what happened with Red Bull the other season. They were smashing it, and McLaren caught them up. Remember, they caught them up, and this is what's gonna happen again because these cars are so close. They're so close with each other, and that's a good thing. So that's the end of the debrief, episode 72 total. It was a nice video. I know you're tired. I'm tired as well. Yeah, man. Have you got anything to say before we head off, bro? Because remember, this is for the audio podcast as well, for the Stitch of the iTunes.
So you can check out our socials. I'm going live later.
Yeah.
So you can check me out on there.
Yeah, go live doing these F1 stuff on his stream. So yeah, man, it's big up to everyone. Big up to the man them. Big up. We'll stay there for 1 minute total before I start the video. Big up to the man then, big up to the woman then, big up to everyone.